You don't have time to sit down and read like I like to, but I love audiobooks. That's why I put my book, N.W.A. Not Without Alonzo, on audio. That's right. But it's available only on CD Baby. Why? Because I set every track, every story to music. So as you ride down the street, listening to the stories of West Coast hip hop, you got some fresh new tracks to bob your head to. Available only on CD Baby, N.W.A. Not Without Alonzo. Check it out, folks. Give you something to ride to. Peace.
Now, who sees this shit?
It's gonna be on YouTube, my YouTube channel. I got a few people on my channel that like me. All right, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, and I reached back, folks. I reached back to K-Day 1980 something and grabbed an OG from West Coast, folks. Y'all, he was on K-Day back in the day, doing all kind of voices and clowning and having a good time. Now he's in DC, I believe it is now. One of the OG independent label owners. He was an artist. They called him Bobbi Jimmi, but today we're going to call him Russ Parr. What's up, Russ?
What's happening, Lonzo? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, Doc. I'm sitting back in the studio today trying to keep away from the coronavirus, and I said I'm going to call all my buddies today on Zoom and see if I can get them on the podcast for a minute. How they treat you, man?
Everything's cool, man. Just, basically quarantining and all that like everybody else. Okay. Because when we get our age, we don't know what this thing can do. So,
man, look here. Before we go there, let's go back for a minute, Russ. Let's go back to the '80s when you first fought Rapture Records. What made you form your label, man, Rapture Records?
Well, I think what it was that we all had our little thing going on,
right?
And my whole thing is I got into the record business as like a joke, because I remember the Egyptian Lover said, "Yo, man, let's make a record." And that was like that We Like Ugly Women joint. And then I started like looking at what you were doing and Rudy Pardee and everybody else. I'm like, I can do this. So we all, all got hooked up with Macola Records.
Right.
And started making a little bit of money. It was a good thing, man, because I don't know about you, man, but I used to get like $1 a record that I sold. Mm-hmm. And I remember when Big Butt came out, and dude cut me a check for like $150,000. I'm like, oh, this isn't a joke. This is a business.
Okay.
This is a business. And I'm like, okay, what do I do with this?
Okay.
So unlike, most of y'all went out and bought Cadillacs and stuff. And
I bought a house.
And did you?
I bought a house. I'm still there right now.
I did too.
I bought a house.
Yeah. See, I think me and you were the only ones that probably did that.
Me and you were the only ones that bought houses back then.
Everybody bought stuff around their neck.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I had one chain
out in the valley.
I had one chain. That's all I ever bought was one chain.
I didn't even have that. I got a condo in the valley. I just took my money and flipped it,
Okay.
But you were a businessman, so you knew how to do that.
I come from business, man. Hey, man, look here. Your character was Bobbi Jimmi, man.
Yeah.
Now you Russ Parr, big time syndicated radio station radio jock. Did you ever have any regrets from doing the Bobbi Jimmi stuff, man?
No, because actually, it was an alter ego, and it was kind of like the guy I was working with at the time, Steve Woods. He came up with the name. Okay. And I was like doing this character. A lot of people say, "Oh, it sounds like Eddie Murphy doing Buckwheat," and I'm like, no, we were doing this before Buckwheat even came on TV.
Right.
So I was wondering for a minute you think Eddie might have heard me? I said, nah, I don't K-Day. You probably not listening to K-Day. But no, it was, it gave me an opportunity to parody, guys like you and, Joski Love and everybody else, that I could do. And it was fun. And at the same time, made a little bit of money. I mean, it wasn't a lot of overhead for us back in that day.
Right.
People don't realize, when these people get like a nickel a record or something like independent, we got paid.
We got paid.
You had to go in there and shake Don McMillan down every once in a while, but other than that,
I just interviewed Jay
King.
King.
You did the same thing. We were nice to Don.
Well, you know what?
I think me and you were the only ones he would cut checks on on a regular basis.
You know what? I had to put the hand on Don one time. Not hands, but I had to go in there with the golf. Don kept them golf clubs around this office, man. And, and I had to go in there one day and rearrange his office, man. I had to rearrange his office.
I don't think he messed with me because he thought okay, Russ is on K-Day,
Right.
and I can play a lot of records. But,
Right.
you know, I've never done anything illegal in my life. So he realized, okay, we can't make Russ play records.
Right.
But I was starved for anything that came out of McCullough and everywhere else, man.
Right.
You know,
Right.
hip-hop was just, especially in L.A., was just kind of like bubbling up, you know, on the radio.
When you think about that, Russ, when you go back and think about that, man, you know, that was a perfect storm for us, man. You know, we had McCullough, you and Greg on K-Day, me and Roger out in the streets. I mean, we did some stuff, man, that could probably never happen again, dude.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
People don't believe it, you know, when you talk about, nah, man, you didn't get that kind of deal.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. But you know what? We could say what we want about Don McMillan, this old white dude, that he understood. He understood money.
Yeah.
But he got in it. Him, Jerry Heller, all them dudes kind of figured out, wait a minute, there's some money in this.
Right.
You know, and we knew it. We knew that we can just go and get a drum machine, an 808 or whatever, man, make a beat, and then put some stupid lyrics like I do. Right. You know, I used to just put stupid stuff together and play it. And of course, I was sneaking on the radio every once in a while, but I always got the blessing of Jack Patterson or Greg Mack, you know, in order to play my stuff. But, you know, so I didn't want that reputation, this dude playing all his own stuff.
Right.
That's why it was imperative for me to play your stuff, World Class Wrecking Crew, everybody down the pike, Ice-T, everybody, King T, Toddy T, all the T's. I played everybody. And because I didn't want anybody to say anything, you're playing all this Bobbi Jimmi stuff. But Bobbi Jimmi was a character on the radio. Right. You know, Bobby, you know, the bad Bobbi Jimmi stuff, it's like, I still get people come up to me now, hey, man, we used to be riding on the bus,
Come on, man.
And y'all be bagging and stuff and so on and so forth. I'm like, are you serious? I said, yeah. Every time I see Snoop, man, Bobbi Jimmi. Nobody knows Russ Parr. Everybody in L.A. knows Bobbi Jimmi. They don't know Russ Parr.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, though, man.
No, not at all.
No, you still got your masters and everything? You still have
what?
You still have your masters?
Yeah, I do actually. They're sitting up in this cabinet up here.
Okay, you about bad as me, Russ.
I got them all over the place, but I did control my masters.
Okay, see, and and that's one thing I'm trying to stress to these youngsters right now, especially nowadays. Music is so easy to make. You got to control the master so that when people start want to license this stuff, they come talking to you. We
learned from watching Prince,
right,
and all the stuff that he went through. You know. Change his whole identity. I thought it was crazy at first.
Right.
But I'm like, that makes sense.
Right.
You know, change his identity because he didn't own those masters.
Right.
And that's where you really make your money.
Right. That's
because you don't know 10, 15 years from now. You know, a lot of people like to think down the road. All of a sudden, here's your record on a commercial.
Right. I just got
to go shake somebody down and go find your money.
I just got a call yesterday from my buddy Atron Gregory. Said it was he just did a major deal for Digital Underground. Okay, major deal for Digital Underground. I mean, major deal. Okay, life-changing deal. Okay,
wow.
Just because somebody said, I need that music. I need the original master.
Stop what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that was nice.
It's amazing. Who all were your critters, man? I know.
Oh man, they change from time to time. Depends on who got an STD and couldn't perform the next week. But it was Buck, Bo. Arabian Prince, who used to do all the music.
Okay.
He was a genius, man. Because Arabian with N.W.A. in the beginning, and so on and so forth. But General Jeff.
Right.
General Jeff was like the best lyricist out of all of us, man. He could pick up on voice. He could pick up on every voice in the Beastie Boys, man. So it made it easy for us to do parodies of them.
Okay.
You know, so there's records I forgot about. People were like digging up and sending me, hey, you remember this? I'm like, no, who is that? That's me. Got my name on it.
Right.
But I'll tell you the interesting story, though, is that I remember that I had a record called Hair Weave.
Okay.
You know, is it your hair?
I remember that. Made after him. Yeah.
And that was the A side of the, because you used to have the big 12-inch that we'd send out to radio stations. Well, on the other side, I did a parody of Hammers. Somebody was, let's get it started.
Okay.
And mine was like somebody farted.
Okay.
And the B side is just a throwaway record.
Right.
Man, I sold about 350,000 copies of that because white radio picked up on somebody farted.
Okay.
So white radio was playing it all over the place.
Wow.
And I'm like, wait a minute, Harold Weave's the hit. So I thought.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And the lesson learned there, man, don't ever throw away anything. Everything
ain't no single throwaway record. JJ Fad tell you about that. Supersonic was not the hit.
No.
Supersonic was not the hit, man.
No
man, I think about, sometimes people ask you, how was it back in the days when we did our stuff? When we did our shows, man, we'd all rent a mobile home and roll up together, man, roll up the coast together.
You remember that?
I remember that like it was yesterday, man.
Was it Everlast that drove one time? You remember Everlast?
Vaguely.
White dude.
Okay.
Well, maybe that was another trip that you weren't on.
No, I don't remember that one. Okay.
But we used to rent a mobile home.
Yeah, Winnebago.
And drive and take turns driving. None of us could really drive that well, so it was always kind of scary. But you know what, man? It was a lot of fun.
It was.
I don't know. Were you with us when we went to Fayetteville and we fought the audience?
No, I wasn't there. What happened?
Yeah, man, that was crazy.
What happened?
We were up on stage performing, and somebody, there's always going to be some kind of knucklehead. And next thing, it was at a high school in the auditorium. Next thing you know, man, we're up against the bleachers, our backs against the bleachers and the whole audience, and we're throwing.
What?
We're throwing. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to figure out a way to get out of here, man. So I'd hit the smallest dude and step up out of there. Now, there was so many stories, man, like when I remember with Eric B. I'm not sure if you were on that tour when we were in Dallas.
Okay.
And Eric B got on the bus and he didn't like New York LA Rappers record that I had out.
Okay.
Because I was making fun of Rakim.
Okay.
I wasn't making fun of these guys, man. After a while, these dudes figured out, man, I was selling records for them.
Right.
Because when Big Butt came out, everybody thought it was a New York record.
Okay.
But that was Houdini's Big Mouth.
Right.
Man, Houdini loved me.
Wow.
They're like, oh, man, I had to do something, hey, man. You think you want to do a parody of this record that we putting out?
All right.
So it worked for me. People just like, okay, I'll just sit here on the fringe, man, and just make this little bit of comedic money,
Okay.
But you guys were more serious artists than I was.
Yeah, well, we had different. Everybody had their lane, man. Everybody had their lane,
Oh yeah.
I got one story I remember. It was Bobbi Jimmi and the Critters, L.A. Dream Team. We all went up the coast, did a show someplace right by not quite central.
Was it Sacramento or Stockton?
It wasn't that close. It wasn't that far up. It was maybe about a 3 or 4 hour drive. I know we played the show. We had to leave town early that morning because Yella had slept with the sheriff's daughter, and we had to get the hell up out of town real quick. They were looking for her. Okay.
Oh yeah.
She didn't come home that night. And Yella had the girl in the room. Come on, man. And she was a little slow on top of that. Come on, man.
But Yella, anything that walks.
Anything. If it moves. If it moves.
It's breathing.
It's breathing. It'll work. It'll work.
It was breathing. Were you on the show with us when we went up and drove up to Oakland? And we were playing at the I forgot one of the places, and it was Digital Underground.
No, I never played with Digital
Underground. And I didn't know Tupac like that.
Okay.
But Tupac came in and pulled the plug on us.
Did he?
Yeah.
Why?
He pulled the plug on it, and it was territorial.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's like these LA niggas coming up here, and to be honest with you, Oakland probably had a claim to one of the first, hip hop artists that was really big underground, and that was Too Short.
Right.
And kind of like around the same time, Ice-T was like doing his thing in LA.
Right.
So, but there was still a little bit of rivalry, and I'll never forget that because I saw him do it.
Okay.
And I didn't know who he was.
Okay.
Until years later, I'm like, I saw him in a video, and I said, man, that's the dude that pulled the plug on.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
So man, you stayed in the radio game all these years, man.
Oh yeah.
Now, where you're in DC now, right?
Yeah, I'm syndicated, mostly East Coast stations.
Okay. Okay.
And hey, I needed to do something that put my kids through college, so. It was consistent,
All right. You looking good, Doc. You looking real good,
no, so
man.
are you, man.
I try. I got a lot of Just for Men in my beard. I dip it every once in a while.
Just for Men.
I see you got some too.
Oh yeah, man. I'm not coming out there like that.
I am mad at all.
Damn, Russ looks like he's 40.
Yeah.
I drink a 40.
You know what, Doc? Man, I just had to get you on this show, man. How is the movie? I know we talked about a movie once before, a A.K.A. movie. How's that coming?
I still haven't. You know what? I had some bites. you know, some green lights on it, and you know, just like the landscape changes all the time in the industry. You know, I write and I direct a lot of films.
Yeah, you do that. You know what?
Yeah,
that's something. I'm glad you mentioned that, Russ, because I was watching the movie. Kevin Hart was in the movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What was they called, man?
I had a couple of them with Kevin in it before he really hit it big. I was 35 and ticking.
35 and ticking, okay?
Yeah, I wrote that and directed it.
Wow. Now, how did you get into the movie business, man? Come on, Doc, talk to me.
Well, you know, I was degreed in film. You know, I graduated from Cal State Northridge. You know? And so I had a degree in radio, television, film. So I caught the bug, you know, when I was in college, but, you know, I started directing my own videos.
Right.
You know, I directed Harrow Weave and some of my other videos. And so silently under the cut, people didn't realize that I was a filmmaker.
Now check this out. I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Back in the day, making those videos, how much did it cost you?
Well, we would get an advance for like 80 grand, and we would make it for like 25, 30.
For a video?
For a video, and pocket it.
20. So that's 35 millimeter or 16?
16.
16 millimeter, and it still costs you 35. I was telling a young man yesterday, he's a videographer, and he was saying he does videos for like $500. Do you know how much a video cost back in the day?
But we had this, you know, I didn't really need to spend that much, but we had to show it looked like we had some production value. So the record company didn't think that, man, you know, you didn't use all that 80 grand.
Right.
We never did. You know, I mean, come on, McCullough used to advance money for that.
Are your videos online?
Yeah, you can look up Roaches.
Okay.
I think it's on YouTube. Harrow Weave.
Okay.
All my movies.
You got your own. You got your own channel?
No, I don't actually. You can go to uptopar.net.
Okay.
And see all my movies.
Okay.
The movies I've done. I won a few awards and stuff, you know. So we do okay with them, man.
That's good, you know? Doc. That's good.
And I direct TV shows now.
What TV show you directed?
Saints and Sinners on Bounce. I've done a whole bunch of stuff, man. I just kind of stayed low.
How you got time to be on the radio every day and then still direct?
It's tough, man, because like, you know, I do morning radio, so when I get off the radio, I go straight to the set. And they turn into like 18-hour days. I'm starting to get tired of it because I'm getting older, but it's still, it helps me with the creative juices and stuff, man. Keep that going, you know what I mean?
Okay.
As opposed to just, you know, radio has fulfilled me. I dig that. Film and writing is something that I really enjoy because it just puts me in another world. You know what I'm saying?
If you had to make a choice, which one would you choose?
Well, at this stage of my life, I'm probably going to lean towards film.
Okay.
And TV.
Okay.
And directing. I was just nominated for an NAACP Image Award. I directed this movie called The Bobby DeBarge Story.
Okay. I remember that.
And and I was nominated for Best Director. Didn't win, but just the nomination was a very beautiful thing. So I'll take that.
Okay.
But, you know, we have with you, you know, we have a world of people that we knew back in the day. When I sit up and try to tell these young heads, oh yeah, I know Lonzo. Yeah, Dre did a bunch of my Dr. Dre did a bunch of my records. Nobody believed me.
Nobody believed you.
Yeah, Michelle sang background on this record that you never heard.
I heard. I've had people argue with me about stuff that I did. You didn't do that, Negro. I'm telling you, I was there. I did it. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. But this K-Day movie, if I ever get it made, man, it highlights you big time. Actually, you're one of the comedic people in the movie.
Oh, no shit. Wonder why.
Oh, yeah, man. Because, see, one thing people don't know about you, man, is like, you're about business. But it's funny, just like they did in that, what was that movie that, Straight Outta Compton.
A little small movie they did, a documentary. Oh, yeah, go ahead. I'm just clapping.
Yeah, but, you know, it's like, people thought, oh, no, that doesn't, like, no, Lonzo cracked the whip.
You had to. You had to at some time. As cool as we are, we were dealing with kids. Okay, compared to our age, okay? And that's one thing people don't understand. I mean, you and I are a little bit older. Me, you, and Rudy were like the oldest ones around. We had responsibilities, okay?
Exactly.
We had kids, okay?
That's why I let them little young dudes fight, man, and stuff break out.
Come on, man. Come on.
I know that one time I went to New York, and Big Bud that I had out, everybody thought it was a New York record.
Okay.
That's when I realized that the East Coast, West Coast beef was real.
Okay.
Because I got up on stage and I was at it's Roxy's, I think it was called the Roxy. It was a skating rink in New York. And I got up there and I said, yo, man, I'm Bobbi Jimmi. These are my critters. We from Los Angeles, California. Man, you could have heard a pin drop.
What?
And all of a sudden, security started running up on stage. I'm going like, what's up? Man, why you say you from LA? I'm like, oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah, because that record did well in New York, and people just thought it was a New York record because it was a New York beat.
Right.
You know? But hey, I went out there trying to make that money to my own chagrin because, it could be very dangerous out there, man.
Yeah.
A lot of petty dudes out there trying to get your bag.
You know what's crazy? I tell people all the time, man, when I was running my club, I had a club in Inglewood, and I was playing No Vaseline by N.W.A. And this dude ran up on me, man, take that shit off. What are you talking about? Take that shit off. What? That record, No Vaseline, they dissing my people. Who is your people? Dre and N.W.A. is my people. I got the headphones and I'm trying to let the song play and talk to this fool at the same time. And he was actually mad and was ready to take it to the next level with me for playing the record. I said, you know Dre them? He said, nah, man, I just like their beats. Huh? He ready to fight me over a record that I didn't make for some niggas he don't even know. Come on, man, you got to be.
But it was powerful, man. It's just like I said, in this A.K.A. movie, man, you know, I deal with everybody, DJ Pooh. I'm bringing everybody's up in the script. And, you know, at some point, man, I'm going to probably wind up financing it myself and doing it, you know.
All right.
But it does tell our story.
Right.
And it tells how this radio station, K-Day, was an AM station, which is unheard of, beating every major FM station in LA.
Right.
Because they said hip hop was just a fad. You know what? You know, it wasn't going to last. They kept saying that. But Greg Mack was a visionary. Jack Patterson.
Yep.
You know, these guys were all visionaries, man. And I mean, even then, I didn't think it was going to last myself. I didn't think that. And all of a sudden, New York music got accepted in LA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, LL Cool J would come to town. You know, the Sugar Hill Gang, all that. And we broke all that.
Yeah, it was crazy, Russ, because you know, when I was out shopping records, because I was a DJ in the disco era.
Right.
I was a club DJ in the disco era, and that's just like disco. It ain't gonna last. It ain't gonna last. And you know, how you gonna say that it is gonna last when you just come off of a 4-year run on what was the hottest music scene ever at that point in time? Because disco blew up real quick. It blew up and blew out like a candle. Okay.
But hip hop constantly reinvented itself.
Right.
It constantly evolved.
Right.
You know, it went from
us to
gangster rap. It went to cerebral rap.
Right.
You know, it went through so many different changes.
Right.
You know, and then it repeats itself. It circles it around. Like, you know, bell-bottom jeans was like, you know, the bomb back in the day, and then they went away, and then they came back.
Right.
That's like hip-hop. Hip-hop constantly reinvented itself, which made it a viable genre in music. So I'm just proud that you and I, especially representing Los Angeles, that we were in the forefront and were some of the pioneers.
Yes, sir.
You don't want to say that about yourself, but that's what the reality is.
I wear it with pride, man.
Yeah, me too.
I wear it with pride, dude. And I tell people, oh man, y'all had Jerry curls and sequin suits? Yes.
Oh yeah.
But I took it off at home. I took it off, put on a pair of jeans, and I got home. I didn't wear that shit to the grocery store, fool.
Dude, you knew it was about branding and marketing. See, that was one thing that I paid attention with you. And back when I had my little label, I said, man, this dude was about branding and marketing, and you got it. Yeah, everybody was like, yeah, man, these niggas up here wearing purple lipstick and stuff. Man, that was part of the act.
That's part of the act. Key word here is act.
Act. Right.
ACT, act.
Now, they didn't realize that you wore women's pantyhose underneath your outfit.
There you go. That's
But,
bullshit.
yeah, but the truth hurts. I understand, Lonzo. Okay. And I understand you're still wearing them, but so it's all right.
Okay. Hey, man. Hey, I tell you what, last but not least, man, some of the most fun we ever had back in the day was in the back of your van going to play paintball.
Paintball. Man.
Okay. What was our team name, Russ?
Just Us.
Just Us. Why was it just us? Why was it just us, Russ?
It was just, it sounded like justice, but it was just us. We used to have a ball. We used to go out there and we used to, Janet Jackson be sitting out in the parking lot because her boyfriend, Renee Elizondo, was on a team that we used to battle all the time.
Right.
But we go out to Malibu, man. Easy-E,
Gray, Easy came. He never shot, though. He would come, but he never got. I don't remember he shooting.
No. He went out in the field, but he always came back with a full thing of bullets. But there was some crazy white boys out there who were bringing real guns after a while.
Man, I tell you what's worse than that, though. They would freeze the goddamn the balls. They would put them on the ice chest.
And those hurt when they
That shit hurt like hell, okay?
We were good. Hey, dude, we were good.
They broke they broke us up because we kept winning.
And we kept beating people.
Yeah, because Rudy was fast as shit. Rudy could run. Arabian could run. Dre could halfway run. And by the time
you were strategic.
I got your back, okay?
Yeah, you would sneak around the side, and I'll sneak around. We'll side. What do we used to call that? When you flank them. We'd flank them on the side and catch them when they ain't looking. Okay, they shooting at Dre. We shoot them in the back of the head. Fun. Yeah. I bought this old black band.
Yeah.
And put Just Us on it.
Just Us.
And of course, the racist white boy is like, "What's this Just Us?" I said, "It's Just Us."
Just Us. And I remember one of the last times we went out there, man, they wanted to break our team up because we kept whooping their ass.
Yeah. And that's when the one dude came out and showed his little 45 white boy with his bullets. I'm like, oh, no, I ain't going out there in that field. And next thing you know, we got real live rounds.
Right.
Because you get heated because somebody would like get hit with a paintball. And I said, I got you. No, you didn't. You missed me. You know damn well they ain't there wiping at all.
Right.
But that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun, man.
That. You know what? We had some good times, man.
You know what I remember most about going in that van was listening to Public Enemy.
Oh, okay? Man,
Public Enemy had just dropped, and they had one song you always played in the car. We played the whole album for the most part, but there was one song about some chick sitting in the corner. I'm about to find the album. It was cold as hell, and that's why people talk about Public Enemy. I said that they were the inspiration for us before. After we blew up, we still loved them, and Dre was listening to them in the truck, and flipped the whole thing up a few years later with N.W.A.
Yeah, Shut 'Em Down is like my all-time favorite one.
Okay.
Single from them. But they were about branding and marketing, but they were socially conscious. Right. Which is at that time was working, but that didn't last long because people didn't want to hear that, man.
Wow.
I don't want to be educated. I don't, which is sad.
Which is sad, yeah.
I mean, we all had our little place. We all had our little place in the sun, man. And look, we did some things, man, that we spearheaded a whole new generation of people making money. Right.
And we're still doing our thing, Doc.
Absolutely.
And the thing about it is we still can talk about them times and laugh about it, man. Ain't nobody got killed doing our thing. We had beef. Me and Roger had beef forever, but we didn't. Ain't nobody did time behind the beef. The beef.
I remember I came to your house and I did a song called Milkshake.
Okay.
It was a takeoff from Prince's Earthquake.
Okay.
You don't remember it.
I don't remember that shit. Okay.
I remember your house. I remember, all the condom wrappers on the floor.
There you go, that bullshit.
And then you go to DJ Pooh's house. He lived with King T. Man, they be in there like 6 o'clock in the morning drinking, 40 ounces of Old English 800. I mean, we. I don't know about you, man. I was all over LA doing music in people's garages. Somebody's mama was at work, so we do it in their patio. I mean, we made music wherever we could, when we could, because it got to a point, man. Why go into a studio paying $65, $75 an hour when we can just lay down and do everything we want? Because that technology started to take over.
That's when the jizz came into play.
Yeah.
It just came into play, man. It was a beautiful thing. Well, Russ,
I'm proud of what we've done, man.
I am too, Doc. I'm not going to take much of your time back. I want to thank you for taking time out to kick it with me, bro. Tell them where they can find you at, Russ.
You guys can actually go to at Russ Parr Show on Instagram and Twitter. You can go to uptopar.net to see all my movies and the whole nine. I just wrote a movie called Black Cereal.
Okay.
That we'll be shooting later this year. And that cereal is not the cereal like you eat. It's like SERIAL.
As a serial killer.
Yeah, it's a black thriller.
Okay.
So that's new territory for me, man. But I normally do dramedies and all that other stuff, man. But yeah, you can check me out there, man. So feel free to check out what I do. And
Unknown said we need Jacket for Beats 2020.
Is Unknown still doing psychedelic drugs?
Yeah, he's still doing them drugs. That's why you look at nobody. He's still doing that shit. Them mushrooms and
I think Unknown did. I think he did roaches for me.
He might have. You did roaches? Did you do roaches? Yeah, he did roaches.
Yeah, he did the music for roaches.
Yeah, he did roaches. Okay.
Yeah, man, that was a big hit for me.
Russ, man.
And you know the beautiful thing about that? Never paid Unknown a damn
Never
thing.
gave him a quarter, huh?
Didn't give him shit. Fuck him.
He said, fuck you.
Find me, dude.
All right. Russ.
Hey, but I love him, man. Love you, Lonzo.
Hey, man, love you too, Doc, man. I'm glad to be able to kick it with you, man. Have a great day. Thank you for your time, dude. Peace.
All right, man.
Russ Parr, y'all. Bobbi Jimmi.
All right.